Hello and welcome to the top 4 of the Red Regional at Patriot Games. With me, Rebecca Gillard, and joined as always by Richard Walker.
Good day.
Good day. And we've got Callum on the left with Stark Reigns, who we saw in the previous round. And he's playing against Dan Mulcrone, playing Bara Wars. So Bara in a top 4, that's a nice change. We've not seen them in many videos recently, making the cut. So maybe it's Bara's time. I was trying to be serious.
Oh, that's a good one.
Bara Free Folk, maybe.
Hey, Bara Free Folk is legit.
I'm sure it is. Sorry, Callum and Dan, I couldn't resist.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
Thanks. Stop being mean.
Sorry.
I'm afraid we've been laughing too much. We've not really looked at their hands properly. So basically, Dan
Normally you freeze
Mulcrone,
them and leave them on the screen.
I know, but I was like in a rush to
You got
edit,
lazy.
and yeah, I got lazy basically.
Okay.
I was too busy gardening.
Well, Dan has Robert Baratheon and Gates of the Moon. Clearly not fearing a march there from the Stark Reign.
Well, he'd already mulliganed, and I don't know if everyone else saw his hand, but basically, his hand is complete shit.
He could have got 2 characters out. Along with Gate. Didn't he have like a crescent and something else?
I don't know. But basically, his hand was shit.
It looked like he had a lot of events though.
A lot of locations, I think he had.
Location, yeah.
So Callum got a much better board there with Wyman, a Jane, and the Hartree Grove. At least he's protected against the march. But Dan there having a little bit of a cheer at the fact that he's not been marched. So, you know, at least it's not all doom and gloom for him. They've both opened with Late Summer Feast, so we know that Whammo will be really, really happy that they're supporting his favourite plot, which, as you can see on Callum's side, has been signed by Whammo, because Whammo loves Late Summer Feast so much.
Yes, James Wormsley, the particular fan of this plot. He loves it. He talks about it a lot in group chats, so he must be a big fan. And I can see why. 9 gold, 9 glorious golds, and the downside, well, no need to worry about that much.
Yeah, Whammo doesn't think anything negative about this plot. So, Callum there gaining 10 gold because he has the Gates of the Moon from Dan, plus the 9 gold from his plot. He's using his Hartree Grove to pay for the Winterfell Steward and paying 1 for the Great Hall there. And it looks like Callum's got quite a lot of options in hand.
Well, you'd hope so on turn 1. Drawing up into 9 cards.
You'd hope so, but I know Dan doesn't.
Well, you should have.
I'll rephrase. Dan doesn't have a lot of options in hand that he wants to have in hand.
Well, why put them in your deck?
Because they're good, like,
they're Bara cards.
interwoven with other things.
You should be used to this by now.
You should be playing Bara Free Folk, Dan. It's much better, I've heard.
It is, you know, what can I say?
Although, in his defence, this was actually before Free Folk was released. So.
It was. In Dan's defence, that is true.
Yes. So yes, we should probably just make a note for anyone that didn't watch the last video. This was a regional from a month or so back, but because of Nationals, we decided to prioritise Nationals and get the Nationals videos out.
Yep.
So this is a little bit late, and it's not got the last chapter pack in, but, you know, still a regional, still a cut, so hopefully get some good games. Callum there is marshalled an Nymeria and an Arya with the dupe reaction on her there. So Callum's getting a nice board out here. Be interesting to see if he decides to use that last bit of gold for another character. There's a risk of pushing the reset from Dan.
I don't know how many resets Bara Wars runs.
Oh, it's a Wars deck.
I know, you'd expect it to have Valar Dohaeris and maybe a Wildfire, or one of those. I'd be surprised if there is a Valar Morghulis, but then again, there might be if he opts to run Bodyguard.
I guess we'll see if any Bodyguards come out. That might be a hint if he's got the Valar M.
I would be very surprised if Dan ran First Snow.
I don't think First Snow's that bad in a Bara deck, because you get all of your little lore dudes back to hand, and then you can play them out again and get their effects.
That means you're playing around Cormel, which probably is bad. It's definitely bad. Because 1-0 per round on Cormel, and you've got cards like Queen's Guard where you can just permanently keep standing your characters like 3 or 4 times a round. Yeah, so...
I'm not saying that he definitely does, but Dan may or may not be running Cornwall.
I mean, I can see Scene in Flames. He still doesn't have any real law characters on the board, so he can't play them either.
But he has marshalled a Crescent, Shireen and an Edric Storm.
Amazing.
Callum, in the marshalling phase, has chosen to move the Lady onto Arya, which is important to note just in case he does it again in the Challengers phase, so we don't get the, hey, that's only once per phase arguments.
Yarp. So it looks like Callum triggering Rain no matter what. I wonder, he's not going to do it first for some reason.
Yeah, normally he'd play this plot and then with the idea to flip into Rains. But it looks like he isn't going to be doing that.
I am surprised that you wouldn't go Intrigue, bring Nymeria in if you want the Intimidate, and then get an unopposed military. But he's going in with the unopposed military with Nymeria and Arya. So that's going to be 7 strength, which is exactly how much he's going to be needed to intimidate Bob.
Of course, because his strength goes up with the 2 kneeling characters, and as Dan doesn't have anything to kneel on his side, it isn't going to increase Bob's strength anymore. However, Daniel has something that's cancelling the military.
Yep, in the name of your king.
I thought it was that, and then I thought, no, I'm not going to get a Bara card right. So I said, decided that I was wrong. But it was right.
That's another reason to do the Intrigue first. That may be one card that you take for Intrigue claim.
Also, though, we saw in Dan's hand, then he had 2 Sin and Flames and 2 economies. So, with his hand that bad, is it not worth just killing Shireen, kneeling something, but getting to draw a card because of Callum's Late Summer Feast? Gives him more options.
Maybe, yeah. That's certainly a way forward. That's not a bad shout, actually.
Yeah.
But he can't guarantee he's going to draw characters now.
No.
So maybe he just wants to keep what he's got. But yeah, drawing the card might have been super good. Yeah.
I mean, he's going to get a card now because of the Intrigue for, 1 strength. Callum's really not bothered about getting out of this plot, is he?
No, he's not. I mean, yeah, that's kind of, I think, the first thing that I'd normally do when I play Late Summer Feast, to try and get out of it with an Intrigue challenge, especially if it's easy to do so.
And Callum's first player as well, so he's still got all of Dan's challenges to come back. And if Callum wins anything on defence, then Dan's going to get even more cards. So yeah, I feel like it might have been good for Callum to try and get out of that. But then Dan's not really utilising it, as we said, he could have done let the military go through.
Yeah, I mean, I would have played the challenge phase differently, I think. I think I would have gone in with Wyman for an Intrigue, bring in Nymeria, trigger Rain, get out of Late Summer Feast, and then use Nymeria and Wyman. Their strength would have been 8 to intimidate Bob, who wouldn't be participating in the Intrigue.
Yeah.
And that gets Bob knelt. It may take in the name of your king out of hand, but you can't really rely on that. But then the military
does get him knelt, doesn't it?
Yeah, the military is going to be unopposed with Arya anyway.
Yeah.
And then, so unless the in the name of your king, that's less enticing when there's just one character coming in.
Okay, so we've got a power coming in from Shireen, and Callum, interestingly, just choosing to defend it with the Windfell Steward. So, generally it's considered that the power challenge is the most important against Bara, because Bara can be very quick. But it looks like Callum really wanted that card.
Bara can be quick. Bara are the slowest faction there.
I'll rephrase. Bara are very good at getting power.
Bara are good at winning power challenges.
So, generally against Bara, you don't want to let them win power challenges too much.
I don't think it's too much of a problem at this stage in the game. But yeah, Bara are good at winning power challenges. They're just not very good at winning the game.
Well, Dan's obviously won a few games because he's here in the cut.
Maybe he got lucky.
And he won his top 8 game. I know, you're being mean. I was trying to cover it up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I can see that Dan does have a wildfire. And I think that's a Valadar Hydus as well there somewhere.
Yeah, in Ward it wouldn't surprise me if he ran both. Maybe he's going to use one now.
That's his hand. Oh, what's that attachment?
I didn't see. I wasn't thinking about it.
It's like a law one.
Like the Lord?
Possibly. Is that the Dom one?
Is that the what one? Dom one. Dan, yeah, as a reaction to the dominant phase beginning. Dan absolutely loves Hanno's Bara deck, though he probably swiped that off his Bara Summer that he played.
Dan very helpfully there showing me the alt art to make sure that I knew it was accounting coppers. Thank you very much, Dan.
Yep, Dan goes for cards. He got economy. He's got economy in hand as well to supplement the economy on the board, so he can still keep going, minimise that tempo loss from playing counting coppers.
And what's he managed to find?
Importantly, he gets option.
Wow.
Callum's got good cards in hand. He got Rickon, he got Blackfish, he got Cat, he got Arya's Gift, which could be good for the control element because I know Dan likes milk. Dan, what did Dan pick up? I saw he picked up a Shadow Priestess.
Yeah,
he picked up Saving the Kingdom. Can't quite see the rest.
I think the other thing was an event, maybe.
So there's Saving the Kingdom.
I don't feel like there's any big characters. I think I might have seen a military power icon, actually.
I think he needs an intrigue icon more than anything.
That might help him at this point. Oh, there's a milk there. There you go. Yeah, milk on Wyman. Oh, but that Callum's got the Arya's Gift, right?
Yeah, I imagine he's just going to kneel out the Winterfell Steward at some point. Arya's Gift and milk to it, and then sacrifice that steward for Wyman.
That's quite funny. And just a oh my god,
a Dragonstone Port.
That's it. I was thinking Dragonstone, and I was like, oh, I've not played Baron in so long. Can't remember what they're called. Yeah, Dragonstone Port. There we go. Because they've got a couple. Haven't they got another location that's like Dragon something? No.
Sea Dragon Tower.
That might be it. I don't have dragon in it. Can't remember if it does. But...
Well done, Rebecca.
Thank you. Thank you.
So is that Bob equipped with the Light of the Lord?
It is.
That's not Nedley. Bob never believed in the law. Dan, what are you doing?
He does now.
You're mixing your themes.
It's fine.
It's not fine.
There's no Nedley prize for the tournament, so it's all good.
No, but there's the respect of your peers, which Dan is losing.
This seems harsh.
Oh, look, Dan's checking his messages. There you go. He's iMessaging someone. Having a bit of text there.
This is where he's messaging you that's sitting next to Callum, being like, "Oi, Richard, what's Callum got in his hand?"
I'm sat next to Dan, actually.
Are you?
Yep.
Ah, okay. In that case, messaging Adam, being, "Hey, Adam, what's Callum got in his hand?" More realistic?
He's probably not doing that.
Yeah, probably isn't actually.
So, Callum's done some marshalling. He's marshalled Cat and he's marshalled Rickon.
Seems good.
Another economy.
And 2 gold remaining.
That's enough to move Lady.
Mm-hmm.
For a strength buff.
So it's pretty much impossible for Callum to not be able to trigger Reigns if he wants to. The only thing really that's going to be stopping him is if Dan manages to intimidate excessively, like 5 million times. It's probably not going to happen. You need to.
Dan can't intimidate Wyman and keep him down.
Mm.
So.
Plus the Cat,
Callum's
plus
going
the
to trigger
Jane.
Reigns.
Yeah. There's no way that he's not
He
going to.
only needs Wyman to trigger Reigns. But what are you going to get from Reigns? Hopefully Varys' Riddle.
That'd be nice. Get a few more cards in hand. Not that Callum needs any options.
I mean, if I'm playing Dark Reign against Bara Wars here and see no green icon from Dan, then yeah, then I know I want to Reigns into Riddle. I just get my board out. That way I can draw a card back up to my reserve. Oh, Callum has a gift. Dan's head in hands.
He looks so upset.
Yeah, don't put it on Rickon.
Oh, poor Dan. So, if I remember correctly, the same thing happened in like a practice game during that week at our local club.
Yeah.
And it was literally playing against Callum. I think they were both playing the same deck. And Callum basically did the same thing and just Arya's gifted a milk off and then killed the Chud for claim.
You know, you didn't trigger Wyman there.
He did not.
Yeah. After this game, 2 weeks after this, I played down at National, which we've seen in the video.
Okay.
Well, we haven't seen that in the video.
Your game.
We heard about it in the video. But I play out Arya, and he got a decent board with Tyrell. And it's the Arya where you can't save.
Oh, right.
And he gets a bit fidgety, and he milks her straight away. And I just look at him dead in the eye, and I say, "It's all right, because she's got a gift." And he just looked at me in terror. So he's obviously been burnt a few times.
Oh dear, you're so evil.
I wasn't even running Arya's gift, but you know, it was just funny.
I was going to say, you don't even like that card. Just a heads up, Dan played Saving the Kingdom to keep Nymeria knelt. The coin on Nymeria is just to remind them that she won't be standing in the standing phase later. And we have a power here coming through from Shireen, which is being defended by Cat. Maybe? Or not? Maybe not.
Do it, man.
Nope, not going to bother. I mean, Callum doesn't have any power for Dan to take anyway, so I guess Callum is happy to let Dan get this unopposed power.
As long as he's going to win it back, then it's all good, right?
Yeah, because he can do the intrigue, and that's going to be unopposed, and trigger reigns.
Here we go.
What he's going to get from that? Has he got the Varys Riddle? Oh.
That doesn't seem to be Riddle. Well, he's just going for the throat.
That was Red Wedding.
He doesn't have any other military icon standing, so he's going to have to use the Northern Armoury to stand Arya.
Are you kidding me? Budum.
Whammer would be proud of that.
He likes my puns.
You're both dorks when it comes to puns. It infuriates me.
Aww.
It's maddening.
You love it, really.
Stop it. Right, intriguing.
He said that's still his favourite thing.
He was humouring you.
I don't think he was.
Well.
So, the military is coming in from Nymeria because Callum actually changed his mind. Because he was kidding. And chose Nymeria to stand instead.
What? I don't get it. You did a triumphant pointy as if you'd done a really great joke, but I didn't get it.
Because I said, "Are you kidding me?" And then he didn't actually choose Arya. So yeah, he was kidding us. He chose Nymeria to stand instead.
Oh, I see.
Finger pointy?
No, you can't be triumphant.
I can and I am.
You.
So anywho.
I can imagine all the listeners to this channel thinking, what is going on? This is all a bit odd.
It's fine.
These jokes are terrible.
This is why
Rebecca's trying too hard.
Stop being an arsehole. This is why I put all the information at the bottom of the screen, because when we go off on a tangent, as we sometimes occasionally possibly do, they still know what's happening.
Oh, we can tell them what's happening. Red Wedding killed some shit. Duff died. We're moving on. Cool. What else should we talk about? Your terrible pun game?
Hey, you're bringing it back.
I'm bringing it back.
I'd finished
with my amazing puns. No, I don't think I am. Do you think puns are the most offensive form of humour?
I quite like puns.
Yeah, but people who really hate puns really hate puns.
But isn't sarcasm meant to be a bit of a form of humour?
Sarcasm is apparently like the lowest form of humour.
There you go. So it's worse than puns.
But the highest form of wit, am I right? Am I right? No? Okay.
Now who's being the dork?
So, we have a plot.
Well, not yet. We don't have plots yet. Callum has decided that Dan is probably going to be playing some form of reset. And in preparation for this, Callum has decided in the taxation phase that he's going to use Wyman 2 more times to get rid of Cat and Rickon to draw some cards. As predicted, not Dan playing Valar, Van. Dan has played Valador Hydus, meaning that Callum will need to choose up to 10 gold's worth of characters. Callum there has played A Time for Wolves. Dan very nearly let Callum go first, and Callum was like, okay, trigger your plot. And then Dan was like, ah! And then said, actually, he's going to go first and trigger Callum's plot first.
Top 4 of the regional, no take-backs. No take-backs, Dan.
Well, it's done. It wasn't really a take-back. He just he caught it before it happened.
Yeah. Some people do that a lot. And it's a little bit infuriating when they say, okay, you're first player. And you're thinking, okay, well, you're stuffed here, mate. And then you move to trigger your plot and say, fine, well, I'll trigger my plot first, or your plot first. And then they go, no, I didn't mean that. That's kind of annoying because they've seen the movement that you're going to do. The penny's dropped. Yeah. And you're well within your right to say no.
I'm sorry, but you can see what I'm about to do.
Why are you apologising? But you feel like you have to apologise, right?
Well, we're British. We apologise for everything, right?
No.
Well, you don't because you're a grumpy bastard, but most people do.
Callum takes Summer.
Yeah, so Callum wasn't sure if he was allowed to take Summer and put it into hand. And then they checked the wording on the plot. So on the wording on the plot is that you may put it into play if it's 3 gold or under, which means that Callum can put Summer into his hand instead. This means that obviously he'll be able to play Summer out during the marshalling phase. Just he doesn't get it for free.
I think, yeah. I wonder if the temptation... I mean, I might have just chucked him into play anyway, got the card back to hand and let him Summer go back onto the bottom of the deck.
A bit of a waste.
Not really, because if you play him out, then you're just going to play out a 3 gold character anyway. Let's say, okay, hypothetical scenario. You put someone into play, you get a 3 gold Arya back to hand from discard pile, and then someone goes to the bottom of the deck. So you've still only got 3 gold, and you're going to pay 3 gold for your Arya. If you don't, you bring Summer back to hand, and then in the marshalling phase you pay out 3 gold for Summer. You get Arya back to hand, but you can't afford it because you paid your 3 gold for Summer. So it's situational.
I may or may not know what one of the plots in Callum's deck is, especially the Reigns deck.
Are you going to be condescending now?
He may or may not maybe possibly want to have a loyal character on the board.
Maybe. So this is where your advanced knowledge makes you look smarter than you really are.
I didn't mean that to be such a harumph. Well, I have a cold, so I sounded like a horse.
Nay.
Oh, but yeah.
Oh, Dan had a begging brother.
Ooh, that's probably going to be very, very useful.
Not really. I mean, ordinarily, yeah. Is that milk on Wyman? Oh, that's going to be very useful. Because Wyman can enact so many triggers. Like, which one do you cancel with the begging brother?
Huh? Wyman's got milk on him.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying Wyman's got a milk on him. Oh, because otherwise he would have so many triggers that which one would you cancel with the begging brother?
Oh!
But because he's milk, they're not that issue.
I'm there. I'm being a bit slow today, aren't I?
Nah, maybe I'm just not being very clear. It's fine.
I'm going to blame it on the cold.
The cold? It's not that cold.
No, as in I've got a cold.
You've got a what? Oh, you've got a bacterial infection.
Wow, when you put it as glamorously as that.
That is glamorous, right?
Yeah.
A bacterial infection. Makes it sound disgusting. Makes it sound like you've got gangrene or something. You like your foot's hanging off and rotting. But it's not, honest.
Such a weirdo.
I'm a weirdo.
Yeah, you are.
You're the one with 6 toes.
You're the one dating me. And I don't have 6 toes, just to clarify.
Ooh, what we got there? Daisy, Mormon, and Summer.
Indeedy.
Are you going to get back your reducer? I would. Can't trigger Wyman now, though. So sad. Do you think he got another gift?
I know he runs... I think it's 2 he runs in his deck. possibly 3. So there's the chance he does. Does Callum not have anything else in the dead pile?
Nope. He just recurred it with summer. Dan hadn't really been getting many military challenges off, to be fair.
That's true. So what's this card that Dan's got here, this military power icon?
The Bastard of Nightsong.
That's one that steals a power, right?
Yeah.
So is it, if I remember correctly, reaction after you win a power challenge, take a power from your opponent's faction card, and then you get your normal claim as well?
Yeah, you can do it on defence.
Can you?
Yeah, so you don't challenge the Bastard of Nightsong, put it that way.
Wow, that's pretty cool. He's 5 cost, right?
Yeah, he is, yeah. He's really
4
good.
Strength?
5.
5. 5 for 5 with that ability. It's pretty cool. Do you know the lore behind him? Like, where's he from?
I can't remember that clearly. I do recall that he's very devout. He really should have had the 7 trait.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the 7 is even referenced in his flavour text. But yeah.
Maybe they thought it'd be too strong if he was a 7.
They probably just forgot, to be honest.
Yeah, that's also the option.
Too strong if he was the 7. They printed a card called Drogon, who looks insanely strong. So, you know, let's not worry about the Bastard of Nightsong getting the 7 trait being too strong. He's hardly going to go around flaming people.
It's fine. Dan winning the power there and triggering the reaction to steal the extra power off of Callum.
I mean, hilariously, like he's 6-1 up. And he's under a lot of pressure.
He is, but he seems to be doing alright. So Callum there doing a military and a power, and suddenly the power totals are balanced again. So 6-1 up, we've gone to 5-4.
Dan's just hanging on, trying to get to a stage where he can stabilise and then enact his own game plan. He's got a lot of plot to do it. He's got a forced march there. That's not going to help here, I don't think. He needs more military icon. What else? Wildfire's not really that helpful at this stage. Time of Plenty will get him some card. Is that a trade routes?
Yeah, trade routes. And a close call. But I think maybe the Time of Plenty might be good for him.
He looks like he's going for the... Is that a close call?
Yeah, has he got another Bobby in hand?
I don't know. But Callum has played the Withering Cold, which blocks the draw aspect of close call. Which is sad. He's just drawn up into a Courtney Penrose, who stands when you win a power challenge.
Well, that's convenient.
That is pretty good when the Withering Cold is out.
So, Callum here playing Withering Cold, but he doesn't actually have any stand himself on the board. So there's a good chance that Callum will do the usual trick of play Withering Cold, so your opponent is first and is reluctant to kneel anything out. And then you go, kneel whatever you want, trigger reigns, and get out of the plot. So
yeah, that's possible because he made Dan first. Now Dan doesn't have many kneelable locations, and so it's a good thing to let Dan go first. See how many characters he kneels out.
See if it's worth rainsing out of the plot or not. Because he can quite easily at the moment.
Yeah.
Ooh, card into shadows.
But that's more interesting because we expect that will be a Shadow Priestess. And that will make Dan's Intrigue presence 6 strength on the board when she comes out. And she would then potentially be kneeling Wyman?
Maybe.
Either way, Dan has saved the gold for the Shadow Priestess. He didn't kneel out either of his Dragonstone ports.
No, but maybe he didn't have anything to play out.
No, so now Dan could have more intrigue than Callum.
Yeah, that's very true. Although Callum does have about 5 gazillion gold there.
He had a lot of gold. He had a Blackfish in hand, as I recall from earlier. He got
Oh,
Rob
there's
out.
the Rob. So that's why he wasn't too worried about the Withering Cold. So he probably doesn't even need to range out of it now. Although not being able to sacrifice somebody at will with Wyman's a little bit sad.
Yeah, he got to...
Oh, but it's fine because he got a Grey Wind.
Well, there's your sacrifice on demand, or rather, kill.
But that's Shadow Priestess coming out of shadows and using the reaction to Neil Rob. That's really strong.
I would have knelt Grey Wind, I think.
Begging Brother.
Yeah, that can cancel too.
Whoa! Check out that scene in flames. So a Wyman, a Ned, a Blackfish, and a Frozen Solid. Well, Frozen Solid isn't too bad because Dan doesn't have any of his key locations. Not seen anything like the Red Keep or anything like that.
Interesting that Callum hasn't duped Wyman. So that clearly tells us he doesn't expect Dan to be running Valam or Gearless. Either that or he's running a close call. And B, he may have his own Valar Dohaeris to get rid of Wyman so he can play out his own. But if that was the case, he might not have gone out with Rob and Grey Wind.
I think it's a good way of Callum to try and tempt out Dan's Valar D, because then Callum might have been hoping to play out his
He's already
Ned.
played Valar D.
Oh, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's not a threat from Dan anymore. And it's going to be another 8 plot before he can do it again.
Fair enough. So here, like, we was all kind of teasing Dan a little bit. He said he was tempted to take the Wyman. But in the end, he went for the Ned. And then Callum was like, correct choice, Daniel.
Wow.
Just teasing him. So yeah, so the Ned's gone. Ned's a bit too quick.
Ned
he'd
is
really
fast.
pulled Callum ahead.
And he's really strong.
So definitely the right choice. So that's all the little pre-challenge actions done with, I think. On to Dan's challenges. So he's got quite a scary looking board in front of him to try and get through.
Yeah, the Bastard of Night Song has the Light of the Lord. So he can just stand for dominant. But we've got an issue here. It's the Withering Cold. Does he really want to kneel a lot of things out? If he does, Callum can then trigger Rain.
So we've got a little prod with an intrigue challenge from the Shadow Priestess here. So if Callum defends it, Dan knows that he's good to use the Begging Brother in a different challenge. However, if Callum doesn't, then Dan will need to make sure that Begging Brother remains standing to block the range trick on the way back.
Dan rubbing his crescent for luck. That's it, you give it a rub, Dan.
I could say some really, Anyway, I'm sure he was just cleaning the card.
That's what I said, right?
Yes. Nothing about Dan rubbing Crescent. Yeah.
Callum has opted to defend with Wyman.
So, the power challenge. Coming in with the Bastard. Just kneeling the 5 million strength AC over there to win the challenge.
Yeah, so the story here then is Callum will not be standing his board this round. Unless Dan doesn't cancel the trigger with the Begging Brother. So he's left himself quite vulnerable, really. Yeah,
I mean, Callum's doing the military here with Summer, which will go through unopposed. King's Priestess.
This scenario is why Catelyn Stark is very important to the Stark decks, because she will go into a power challenge with whatever characters you got left, and then you do your Wyman triggers or your Grey Wind triggers under cover of Cat, where your opponent can't use the Begging Brothers to stop it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So Cat protects you from all that, so she allows your triggers through.
I think Callum runs Cat, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. He had Cat out earlier. He sacked her, fearing the reset.
Oh, yeah, that was it.
I think that was Cat anyway.
Yeah. I think it was a Cat and a Rickon.
You know what I really fancy? A Jaffa cake. We haven't had one in ages.
Is that because we've been talking to Cameron?
Well, Cameron mentioned it on Facebook, and I'm kind of like got a hankering for a Jaffa cake. I feel like you've been starving me.
I admit I haven't bought Jaffa cakes for a little while.
This is a travesty.
Would you like me to go out and buy some Jaffa cakes?
What, right now?
Maybe wait till the end of the video.
Okay, that seems fair.
Okay.
After me having to put up with your pun game, that's the least you could do.
You love the puns.
I really do not.
But yes, Cameron, if you do ever decide to visit the UK, you are more than welcome to come to ours, and we will, you know...
Wave our arms crazily while trying to express how we feel.
I'm a very expressive person with my arms, okay? And we will present you with Jaffa cakes. Is that the term? Is that the way you say it?
Are we going to present?
Yeah? Or present? Either way, there'll be Jaffa cakes. But, bored. So, beginning of Dom phase, the Bastard and Night song restood due to the Light of the Lord. That meant that Dan won Dom. So there was a little bit of confusion. Callum thought he won, and then Dan was like, hey, wait, my character stands there actually. Dan won. Plots. Callum has gone for his counting coppers to get a few more options in hand. And Dan there with a wildfire. Probably a good shout. Callum does have a very big board here. Callum's killed Wyman, which is interesting as he's got that copy in hand, but I guess makes sense. There are better options for him to keep.
Close call, isn't it?
Ah, has he got close call?
I'd expect so.
So, a little bit of a tough choice here for Callum with his last one.
He put Arya in the discard pile. And
What, both of them?
I don't know, but he put...
I don't know. So I just want to point out...
I think the dupe of the dupe face down was the Hearttree Grove, and that's gone into the dead pile.
Oh, he must have got muddled.
Well, they can't both be a dead pile because there's an attachment in one. So I think he just put them in the wrong piles.
I do want to just point out that Callum used the wildfire to trigger Rob and stand everyone. Dan didn't cancel it with the Begging Bros. And then they all drew their cards and went through to technically the marshalling phase. And then Dan said, would you mind actually, I want to cancel that. And Callum very kindly said, sure, go ahead. So...
What a nice man.
Yeah, especially because when you've got your cards in hand as well, you know what your options are. So I'm like, I don't think Dan did this at all. I think Dan just forgot. For example, if Dan had pulled up another Begging Brother in his drawer, then he might be like, oh yeah, it's fine to use this Begging Brother now, and you know, I can re-bestow the new
Dan
one,
cheated then. That must have been what he did. You've announced it.
No, I've not.
Okay.
I told you, he's just forgotten. He's a very forgetful, clumsy person.
All right.
He's lovely, but...
All right. I get it.
But we do have Bob back on the board. So he was close called earlier. And Callum there is now on his marshalling. Unfortunately, can't quite see what that character is at the back.
Bit of glare, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of glare at this table. But to be fair, those kind of lights, so there's glare on all the tables.
Yeah, I guess it depends whereabouts you sort of get on the table, right?
Mm.
Hodor.
Yeah, so I got a Hodor there. Still got 2 gold remaining. I'm just waiting to see how long you'll leave it before you say anything. And then I thought, you're not saying anything. I can't leave it this long.
Yeah, we can. We don't have to talk.
Well, that's
Some of
like
our viewers
point.
might yearn for peace and quiet. Although they're not question why they haven't muted it. Yeah. If you are listening to us and you are desiring peace and quiet, then you are dumb for not muting us.
Richard!
What?
You can always put the subtitles on anyway. The YouTube subtitles, they're great.
They're hilarious.
They're amazing.
They talk about Batman and Thai werewolves and all that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's probably what we're talking about anyway, knowing us, but yeah.
I wonder what the subtitle will say about my Thai werewolf, whether it'll actually say Tyrell Wolf.
Who knows, Han? So, down there, deciding to have a go at the power challenge with the Bastard Night Song, and Callum's having none of it and just defends. Which is probably the right way to do it. You don't really want Dan winning the power challenge against you.
Is he going to eat his own bran and stand his board?
Chompy chompy. Might do. Depends what that other little character is on the end in the glare.
True.
If that's the Winterfell Steward, you probably want to chomp that instead, right?
Do you think it is a steward?
No.
Okay.
Well, because otherwise...
Well, how much gold did he have? He had 4 gold because Gates to the Moon.
5 gold. 2
Yeah?
from coppers.
Has he got an armory? Oh,
Yeah.
he does have an armory. So yeah, 5 gold. So he would have had 7 resources, so it could be a 3-cost character if he had no gold left. Come on, let's see it.
Oh,
It is a Winterfell Steward.
Oh, there you go. That's weird. So they just decided to pass the challenges and go to the next round.
Cool. That's cool. It is cool.
Is it?
I don't know. I don't know why Grey Wind didn't kill the steward to trigger Rob to stand the board. I guess maybe Rob's trigger in the plot phase count toward the limit once per round.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. You stole my glory. I knew something.
It's all about glory points. I'm sorry.
Wow,
I just showered myself in glory.
I don't normally get the stuff that happens. Well, I do, but yeah, I don't normally get the stuff that you don't get. And then you got it anyway.
Cool story, yeah? Callum's winning.
Just.
Callum's ahead.
Yes.
Dan looks like he's kind of praying a little bit.
Dan's been praying throughout the entire game.
Please, Game of Thrones gods, help me out with my top deck. I could really use a Melisandre.
Well, he's trying to go for the extra cards. So we've got a Time of Plenty from Dan into a Valador Hiatus from Callum. Interesting choice on Callum. What do you think he's going to keep?
Rob, Bran, Hodor?
Yeah, I can see that, but then he loses 2 power off the Daisy.
Yeah. Power is temporary.
So...
Depends if you fear Dan's events enough to keep Bran. Hodor's pretty strong.
Dan's choosing to
Just
keep...
Daisy and Rob will leave him short on the board.
Maybe. But he's got a lot of cards.
Well, Dan's had to choose first, so this might inform his decision a little better. Does he need characters on the board? So he's having the same thoughts here. He said, do I keep Daisy or do I keep Hodor and Bran?
I like how Bran got a little bit of a rolling of the R's.
Bran.
That's slightly excessive.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep, he did the same as that.
Okay, opting to lose the power there.
How do you feel about that? Are you confused?
No, it's probably the right choice because, you know, Bara decks tend to have a lot of events. We've already seen some events from Dan. So maybe keeping the Bran around is a good idea. I'm surprised that Callum played Valador Hiatus. I don't know how many plots they've gone through and how many he's got left.
Maybe only 1 or 2 left.
So he might have not wanted to have it left at the end when he wanted to play out his Blackfish and whatnot, because we know he had one.
Now Rob gets milked.
Where are all these milks coming from? That's the 3rd milk, right?
Is it?
Yeah, because he had one on Wyman at the beginning, which got Arya's gifted off. And then we had another milk, but then he died. And now one on Rob.
Well, you know you're allowed 3 in the deck, right?
Yeah, but Dan's got 6.
There you go. Callum's realised that Hartree Grove is in the wrong place, but he hadn't put Arya back into the dead pile.
Well, as long as he doesn't play her out later.
We've got another begging brother.
Alright, showing off with your R's, we
No,
get
I'm not
it.
showing off, I'm just like doing this with my lip. Like a child does.
So basically what you're doing is you're blowing raspberries at the listeners. At least if/when I have children, I've had plenty of practice. Was she definitely dead?
Yeah, she died in a wildfire.
Oh. Callum cheated! Cheating again.
I'm not sure if you're really happy, whether you're happy you cheated or whether you're happy that you caught him.
Callum was a bit upset because he'd accidentally cheated in the last game and he's done it again.
Well, I don't know. But I thought Arya had died, unless I was wrong. But I think Callum accidentally he put Arya in the discard pile, put the Heartree Grove in the dead pile, and then put Arya in the discard when she died. But
should we go back and check?
Nah, just leave this commentary on just for all to see. If we're wrong, we're wrong.
Oh no.
And
that's
you
really
know,
funny.
it's both players' responsibility to maintain the game state correctly.
Are you trying to cover for Callum a bit?
Well, basically saying Dan's fucked up too. Dan should bloody know that Arya's dead.
That's true. Yeah, Dan,
As well
it's
as
all your
Callum.
fault that Callum played a dead character.
Yeah, Dan. God damn it, Dan. And Dan has a lot of experience TOing events. He should know better.
That's true.
Yeah, Dan.
Yeah, Dan.
God damn it. God damn it.
God damn it.
No.
Dan.
No, stop, please. Otherwise I'll quit. I'll walk out here and never come back.
You'll quit Thrones. You just said that you quit Thrones if I won that tournament and then I won it and you didn't quit Thrones.
I haven't played in a competitive tournament since.
Oh, fuck. Fun as well. Anyway, it's fine. So, Callum is doing the military with Shaggy Dog and Blackfish, I think. Maybe not Blackfish. Oh, I think he was intimidated. And then Arya and Hodor going in for the power, stealthing, begging bros.
Arya?
Yeah, the dead one.
Oh, yeah.
So, not unopposed. But we did get claim. And Callum, they're taking Dom. So 7-7.
They're speeding up now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just rushing a little bit because we are approaching time.
So yeah, this is the 7th plot. Dan looks like he might be going for trade routes. Is that trade route? Yep.
Into close call for Callum.
So he's going to close call his Y-man, I expect.
Or just not do it. Yeah, so close calling Wyman and drawing a card.
That an Arya gift he just drew?
I'm not 100% sure, it might have been. Dan's going first. Getting all the gold. So hopefully he's got something good to play out. Who do you think's going to win?
Callum.
Okay, I'll rephrase. Looking at the board states, who do you think is going to win?
Callum.
And now?
Callum.
Is that because Dan just looks so defeatist the entire way through?
Callum.
Is that because Callum cheats? So he makes sure he wins?
Callum.
Oh, I really want to message Callum now and tell him that we caught him cheating.
I think Callum should have to like do some sort of penance. Like during the whole of UKTC, maybe he can only say Callum in the style of Hodor. He becomes our own personal Hodor.
No, because he's on our team, and when I want to ask him advice, I don't want him to just say Callum. Oh dear. Oh, he's got that Penrose dude out.
The Penrose dude. He's a stubborn man.
Is that his quote?
You have no idea. You just have no idea.
Right, so who's this dude? What does he do?
He's the one that stands when you win a power challenge.
Okay. Where's he from?
He's from the Stormlands. From Westeros.
Yeah?
Is that
what you've got for me?
I'm not sure what you're asking me.
I don't know. I wanted to know what his backstory was.
Oh. He's a man who does things.
So basically you don't know.
Look, I can't be expected to know everything, Rebecca. God damn it.
But you're the one who's supposed to know the stuff, and I'm the one that's just here for comic relief.
Comic relief?
With my puns.
Well, you're funny in some ways.
Funny looking?
Well, if you want to tell everyone you're funny looking and tell them all about your 6 toes and your horsey laugh,
where's
then
my
I don't
6
know.
toes come from?
Well, I don't know. It just grew.
He's such a dog. So, Callum has played out Wyman. Blackfish is still knelt, so he must have been saving by the kingdomed. That's really hard to make into a verb.
How could he have been saving by the kingdomed if he's 4 strength? You can't saving the kingdomed if he's 4 strength, can you?
I don't know, but he's still knelt.
You would need to reduce him by 1 strength to do that. Oh, I just don't know what's going on anymore.
We got a bit distracted with this game, didn't we? It's because it's taking too long. If Callum just stopped cheating, the game would be over already.
Give the poor sod a break. It was an accident, okay? He didn't mean to do it, and you're just bullying him now, publicly, in front of our 700 subscribers.
Hey guys, thanks for subscribing!
So, yeah, that seemed a bit mean. And now they're calculating the dead characters for Sansa's strength, just to rub it in. But it was just an accident. Well, he didn't mean to do it. He's not a cheating guy.
I know.
We all make these kind of mistakes.
I know.
And you never see them until you get on the camera.
But to be fair, he likes playing on camera so he can see how he can improve and where he makes mistakes.
Ah, I see. Well, if I've got some advice for you, Callum, it is remember to flip your rain plot out of Late Summer Feast first with an intrigue challenge.
Yes.
I think that's the only thing I could say.
I think that's pretty sound advice.
I don't think there's anything else wrong with Callum's game.
Yeah.
Pretty spot on, really.
Yeah.
I'd save 11 characters, gold worth of characters for VD2.
Oh, that was last game.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Getting the games mixed up. But it was still Callum. Yeah.
Or maybe maybe Dan could teach Callum some things.
Yeah?
Yeah, you could ask for a take back from 2 phases in the past. I don't know.
Yeah, could do that.
I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding.
They're never going to be on camera for us again.
No, they're not. Luckily, no one's going to watch this, right?
So, Dan was an absolute dork and decided to do an intrigue challenge against a Reigns player for a chuddly little 3 with his begging brother.
Oh, you know what? Dan did that to me at Nationals.
So Callum's like, you numpty, overdefends, wins by 5, triggers Reigns, and has gone into breaking ties.
I wonder why he didn't christen the milk off the begging brother.
Do you think he forgot or just wanted to use him in the power challenge? Oh, and then Callum tried to use the sacrifice to stand everyone, and Dan's like, no, because Rob's milked. And then Callum was like, oh shit, yeah, I'll just stand Wyman. And then decides he probably should have done the Arya's gift before.
Whoops.
So did it slightly out of order, but
Pop
never
it on
mind.
Sansa. Yeah, you got it.
Perfect target. So Sansa is now back on full strength, +1 because of the Winterfell.
Probably going to sack her for breaking ties, right?
You'd imagine so. But she's the perfect target for milk. So he doesn't have to use her straight away. He can wait and see what Dan's going to do.
It's 7-7, and there's about 5 minutes left.
Yep.
This isn't going to go down to cards and deck like the last game, is it?
I wouldn't want to spoil it.
I mean, the last game, there were some errors in the last game, which we know about. David Kennedy could have won the game, missed a Winter Festival trigger from Callum flipping out of his summer plot.
Yeah, but I missed that as well.
So did I, yeah. It was one of the viewers commented on it, YouTube.
Thank you.
Paul, I think it was, from Germany. perhaps pointed that out for us. Thank you. And David obviously missed some power challenges. And Callum sort of squeaked through by cards in deck.
I don't think the Arya thing's that big a deal anyway. I think Callum would have been okay regardless of whether the Arya was on the board, right?
Well, looking pretty close right now with the Arya on the board.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
At least the begging brother could cancel her reaction so she didn't get a dupe. Callum there just putting a coin on Wyman to indicate that it's been used once so far.
Yeah, but that's a coin from the begging brother that he didn't need to use. Maybe if he'd had 2 on the begging brother, he would have used Queston to keep it free.
That's true.
But I think Callum does win the game from here because Dan is still at least 4 plots away from a reset. So I think he'd only got 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Callum had the rest of his plots. He got a bigger board. He got unmilked Wyman, unmilked Rob.
I think there's a Blackfish as well.
Yeah, got black. Although I don't know why he's still nil, but whatever. So yeah, I think he got...
Oh, it would be when Mel was brought in.
Cool.
That makes sense, right? That's logical.
Look, I wasn't watching the marshalling phase.
Neither was I, I'm guessing.
I thought watching the marshalling phase. That's what the viewers are for.
What, to tell us what happened?
Yeah. That's why they're really a loyal bunch.
Yes.
Some of them, sometimes they do like a chat on the in the comment, which is nice.
Yeah. Oh, hi back, Elk. Not seen Elk for a while. Elk's back.
Oh, you know, he'd been busy with the wife and work, like we all have.
Just a quick note. So a power challenge went through from the Davos stealthing past.
From the Davos.
Oh, piss off. Stealthing past Wyman. Callum defended with Rob and Arya. Winning the power challenge and gaining a renown. And Dan has decided to concede.
He called it a day.
He has called it a day. So, again, interesting. Like, I don't know how much effect Arya would have had overall in the game. I don't know if it's enough.
I kind of feel with the power total there, that if Dan had a better start, it may have gone better for him.
It was quite close, wasn't it? Even though Dan's board wasn't as good, it was still close most of the way throughout.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there was some... I mean, it's hard to say how the game would have gone if the mistakes weren't made. But I think Stark had the beating of Baratheon.
Yeah,
generally, because they've got multiple stand against one-time Neils.
And Callum did let Dan do that take back with regards to standing his board. So I guess that kind of balances. I mean, Callum would have had a much bigger board presence if that take back hadn't been allowed and would have been able to put through more challenges. Yeah,
but in a normal game, that you don't need a take back because he just does it on the spot, you know. So Callum doesn't need Dan to make mistakes for him to win the game.
Yeah, I guess that's a fair point.
But it does help.
So yes, we'll see how the final goes with Callum, and we also have Adam playing Tyrell in the final. It's
going to be fun, guys. I swear to God, it's going to be fun.
What, a fun guy?
Oh, God.
You did it. Anyway, thanks. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/The White Walkers. We'll see you next time for a fun time with the fun guys.
I'm out of it.
Bye, Richard. And yeah, thanks everyone. Bye.